Hello, everyone. 42 CEO Unk back here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about last night's pretty insane event. We got an interesting Travis Scott concert at MetLife Stadium where the New York Jets play in New Jersey, I believe. We're going to go over a little recap of what happened in case you missed it, and then also just my thoughts on it because I hate to say I was disappointed, but I'm not going to lie. I was a little disappointed, and maybe it's because I expect too much out of Playboy Cardi and Travis Scott and Future as well. But we'll get into the specifics soon. Let's just go through a recap. So basically, it was a pretty normal show, honestly. I mean, it was in MetLife. 4-1 opened up for them. That was actually pretty surprising. I was not expecting to hear. I think it was the Beckham song. They've played at first, and I was very surprised to see that on the live stream. So yeah, they started off the show. The crowd was getting pretty packed immediately. I mean, there was already so many people there. It was pretty insane to watch, and they were doing their thing. Honestly, they had the crowd pretty turned, and I think everyone was like really kind of excited in anticipation. So they did a good job, kind of captivating the audience and making sure that they were happy. Honestly, so that was really good. And then I believe they were like 30 minutes. No, they were maybe like an hour after when the listed time of the concert was like supposed to start, which is normal, honestly, right? Like they're always late. It's always how it is. And so after 4-1 performed, we got about 30 minutes of kind of just like nothing. And then finally, typical Circus Maximus intro with the alarms blaring, the sound. Then Travis Scott came out, did his thing. And there were a few times where we were like, okay, like is Playboy Cardi coming out? Because specifically, I mean, he played Backrooms one time. And he played for like only like 15 seconds. But everyone was like, whoa, Backrooms? Okay, Playboy Cardi's coming out. And Playboy Cardi didn't come out, and we were like, okay, that's interesting. No Playboy Cardi. All right. And a lot of people were actually, kind of concerned that if Playboy Cardi wasn't out then, you know, he may never come out. But fortunately, we were wrong, which is really good to hear. And so, they went through some normal Utopia songs as well. We also heard, I believe, one Donda song too, which was actually really interesting. And so everyone kind of thought Kanye was coming out at that point. Honestly, there was a lot of anticipation for Kanye to be there, but he didn't show up. Kind of makes sense that he didn't show up considering, he's still in Tokyo. I was kind of making the argument, oh, well, he was in Tokyo 2 days ago, so maybe he's in, like he flew in. It's only like a day, airplane ride. But it made sense that he didn't, show up, right? Because it would have been too much, too much work. But they were playing through normal stuff. First guest they had on was Sheck West, and Sheck West said he would be there, so it kind of made sense that Sheck West was actually going to be performing. They did Mo Bamba together. It was pretty good. It was a lot of energy. They do a great job at that, honestly, performing Mo Bamba. So I was pretty hyped about that. And then they went on playing some normal songs. It was pretty typical, honestly, what you'd see out of Travis Scott. The energy was up there. It was really solid. And then finally, it was time. It was time for Playboy Cardi. And that time came when Fiend, of course, went out. And the actually funny part about it is that Travis Scott had to play Fiend 5 different times. 5 different times. And then on the fifth time, Playboy Cardi finally came out. And basically, he was doing it in a really good way. Like the first time, he was like kind of highlighting the upper levels, the upper row. And then the second time, he was like doing the second row. Third time, kind of like the first row. And, then he did like another time. And then finally, the man himself, Playboy Cardi, came up. And I'm not going to lie, I probably overreacted. I was going a little crazy. Typical Unk reaction. Just, doing my thing out there. But yeah, I mean, it was great. Playboy Cardi looked fantastic. He had a great outfit on. Great fit. Absolutely fantastic fit. So that was awesome to see. And they performed Fiend together, and it was really good. And Travis Scott said a few things. It was kind of hard to make it out on the live stream I was watching. Probably would have been able to hear it if I was actually there in person. And then after Fiend was played, they went right into Type Shit. And you want to know who came out for Type Shit? One of the legendary GOATs. Future himself. And so that was incredible. It felt like kind of a big three moment. Not as necessarily saying like they're the big three. I mean, they could be in your opinion. Depends on your subjective thoughts. But yeah, Future came out there. He hugged Playboy Cardi, which was an absolutely wholesome moment. And they performed type shit together. And then after that, it was basically over in terms of Playboy Cardi and Future, what they were doing. So they left the stage, and Travis Scott went through a few of the classics like Antidote. I believe he did Sicko Mode. He may have done that before too. Apple Pie, he did that one, which was surprising. I was very happy to hear that because I'm a huge Apple Pie fan. And then I believe he kind of ended it off with Telekinesis, kind of how his Circus Maximus movie ended, where he was just walking away. And also the first show he did in Rome, when he was walking away with Telekinesis. SZA was not there. It was actually funny for Telekinesis when he was walking away. We knew Quavo was there, but yeah, Quavo was with him, like in the crowds, and everyone was like, "What the fuck? Like, why didn't Quavo come up?" But I mean, they didn't really perform a song with Quavo, so I guess it kind of makes sense. Quavo was just literally like next to him there, just like performing though, so it was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was pretty funny, and that was the entire show. Literally, that was it. It was about an hour and 20 minutes, I believe, entirely. Just Travis Scott's part, I think it was about 2 hours if you incorporate the wait time, and then also the time for 4-1, because they probably did like a 15 to 20 minute set. So, pretty good timing. Now, the reason in the beginning of this video I talked about kind of it being a little disappointing was, I would say, for multiple reasons. Let's get into them. First one being, no new music was previewed. And I mean, I hate to say like I'm living in a world where I expect new music to be previewed, like, because I don't want to sound like privileged saying, oh, like we should be hearing new music. But, you know, I mean, with Playboy Cardi potentially dropping an album soon, and also, you know, Future just dropping mixtape Pluto, like him always being in the studio dropping a lot, you kind of expect to hear something, right? Like, maybe I'm wrong. You guys can roast me in the comments, but like, am I weird for like thinking that we should, you know, like hear a new song out of them? Because I feel like we kind of should have. Maybe just at the very least the new Travis Scott song. Didn't really have to necessarily have Travis or Playboy Cardi in there, but that was, I think, one of the more maybe disappointing things. Also, I think the second and kind of also just as important disappointing things was, you know, I wish that Playboy Cardi could have been out there longer. I know it wasn't his show, and I know it wasn't the Future show either, but I kind of wish we would have seen them a little bit longer. Like, I think literally they were out there for like 5 minutes, like probably the exact same timing as like the Aiden Ross stream. So it would have been cool if they did a few songs. Also, I think, why couldn't Playboy Cardi have come out to Backrooms? Maybe Backrooms could have been done like a little bit after Fiend. Maybe like it could have been Fiend, Playboy Cardi comes out, Backrooms, they do performance together, Type Shit, performance together, Future comes out, and then end it. Or maybe Playboy Cardi leaves, another Future song, Future then leaves. I feel like that would have been really good. Because, I mean, they were there. Like, it's not like they didn't have, like, time constrictions, you know? Like, they didn't have to leave immediately. So that was kind of the more disappointing things. I also think one of the slightly disappointing things, and it's a controversial thing, what I'm about to say is pretty controversial. I think that Travis Scott honestly should have streamed it. I think he should have streamed the event. Now, the argument as to why he shouldn't have was, well, you should just go to the concert yourself, right? Money. But if he would have struck a deal with Amazon Prime or another streaming service, because Netflix is doing live, streaming services, or live, kind of events now. If he would have done a live event, let's say like a live stream with maybe Amazon Prime, he would have gotten a crazy, crazy good deal. They would have paid him a big bag. So he wouldn't have to worry about that money. And it's not like people in New York would say, hey, I'm going to watch the live stream now. I'm not going to actually go to the show. So it wouldn't affect ticket sales, okay? It would just increase viewership. People all around the world would be allowed to watch. And also, it would allow them to collect more data. They'd be able to see who was watching from which city the most, like how many people were watching in total, like what everyone was doing, how long they were watching, when they watched the most. It would have been like a really good kind of data collection experiment for them. So That would have been there, and then also yeah, the money, as I said, would have been good, and maybe it could have been like a pay per view thing as well to increase revenue if they were so desperate for it. But I think a live stream would have been really good to have. Honestly, it would have been really good to have because Travis Scott, yes, he's kind of doing a tour. He was doing a tour in Europe, but it wasn't performing a whole lot. Like recently in America, it's been a little bit of time, not too much time, but it has been a little bit of time. So I think that was kind of one of the frustrating things. Um, I wish he would have done it, like a live stream because we were, trying to do a live. We were trying to watch a live stream on my Twitch, and it was like really laggy. Like it was really hard to watch, so that was like kind of frustrating. But I think overall, it was a really solid performance. He did a great job. People were saying the crowd seemed dead, but I think they were fine. It's always like weird to watch on a live stream. You can never tell. When you're there though, you're going crazy, and I have no doubt those people were going crazy. I will say the one like huge kind of aura moment was I believe they were playing 90210 or they were like introing 90210 and he had like all the lights go on like he said like everyone turn your lights on and the live stream we were watching it from, when that moment happened, it was spectacular. I mean, the stadium just lit up with phone lights, and it was one of the craziest things to see live. It sold out too, 60,000 people there. I mean, I'm not really trying to like hate on it. So like me like saying like this like not negative stuff, but like kind of constructive criticism. It's really not to like downplay what happened. That event was ridiculously amazing. I would still probably rate it like a good 8, 9 out of 10. I just think there were a few things that could have been adjusted to really make it like a perfect 10 out of 10. But overall, it was absolutely incredible. I wish he would do something like this in Los Angeles because, of course, I would be there. SoFi Stadium would be an absolutely perfect venue for it. And I know he did that on tour, but I'm just saying, kind of like a refresher 2024, late 2024, one night in Utopia vibes. That would have been cool to see. But I don't think it's going to be happening. I think Travis Scott's going to be taking a bit of a break after this. We'll see what he does though. And also too, Playboy Cardi, he was posted on a story a lot too. So I'm glad that this show kind of reactivated his Instagram. Just showing a little bit more on the story with the hashtag trim, all that stuff. What are you guys' thoughts on the show though? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you think it kind of missed in some parts? Do you agree with my thoughts, on like why I thought it missed a little bit? And if you went, let me know how the vibes were. If you've been to multiple Travis Scott shows, was it your favorite? Did you enjoy it the most? How was the energy? And how was the energy from the live streams if you weren't there? Let me know in the comments. I hope you guys have been enjoying these types of videos, though. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And yeah, have a great rest of your day.